Look, man, I don't appreciate you calling me a liar.
What else am I supposed to call you? A fibber?
Look, I'm going to tell the people because I think they should know that this is how I'm treated amongst friends.
You didn't, dog. You didn't do it.
I gave you a bottle of water.
You did not. I think
did.
you thought to.
I handed
But
it to
you
you
didn't.
and placed it in your mano.
How many times have you ever handed me a water and I left it downstairs and didn't bring it upstairs? In the history of our history.
That's not my problem.
Come on, bro.
You was, and
on,
just like
dog.
I told you right before
You
hitting,
handed me coffee. Coffee exists right here.
and then you said what?
I said thank you.
Nah, you said you didn't hand me water or tip.
Yeah, we was talking about whipped cream tip. I didn't get water or tip.
This is true. But
Speaking of which,
we were saying that is that white people thing?
whipped cream in the coffee.
Nah, licking the tip of the whipped cream can.
Yeah, you got to have like a chipper day. You know what I'm saying?
That's
The
like
whipped cream and coffee. And what black people are having those kind of chipper days?
Well, in The Sopranos, they did that. Well, Tony,
Yeah,
he was over there sucking tip.
they're white people.
Yeah,
It's a privilege thing.
damn, white privilege.
I just killed off all my enemies.
let me suck off this whipped cream.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? It's one of those days. I don't have
I'm
anything to worry
entitled.
about.
I'm entitled to this whip.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Oh,
is-
wow. I'm entitled to the whip.
Oh, that sounded crazy.
That's
I said-
crazy.
I said to this
We're
whip.
talking about entitlement. I'm entitled to the whip. Damn.
Hey,
Speaking of coffee,
he wouldn't approve.
we finally got communication from Rise.
We did get communication.
And you know what they said?
Fuck you.
Thank you for enjoying the product. Now the thing about Rise Coffee is that it's not going to kill you, but there are plenty of things for you to kill yourself with.
Oh yeah.
So find
Here's-
those things.
Here's a few.
Yeah, find those things and kill yourself. You niggas are wild. You will never represent us. If I had known that we would get a response for them, I wouldn't have said nigga so much or fuck.
Nah, you be who you really are.
Okay. Because, that's why I was like, hey, we can behave. I swear.
We're good kids.
It just was like, yeah, all right.
They said, yeah, nah.
Go fucking kill yourself.
Yeah.
Thanks for enjoying the product.
Yeah, hey.
Glad you love it.
Go suck on some whipped cream tip.
Glad you love it. It's a wild way
That make you
to
feel away?
dismiss somebody.
Whoa. Just tell me to shut the fuck up.
Just think about it, dog. Imagine you're messing with a girl that you have no intentions of anything. You're just smashing.
Yeah.
She starts telling you how much she has feelings for you and that
Sure.
she loves the time. And you go, oh, well, glad you love it.
Hey, I'm glad you like my style.
Thank you for loving the product.
Hey,
You know?
at the end of the day, I'm a product of me.
Hey, I'm glad you enjoy the product. Thanks for loving it.
Hey, so you're gonna call me?
Dot. Nah, I'm saying glad you love it as I'm walking out the door and then you shut the door afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Well,
what happened to us.
That might be what happened. Now it would be interesting if they hit us back and they're like, you know what?
They're
After careful consideration,
They're not.
We want to give you a chance.
They're not.
Nah,
Because
probably
I
not.
was on here like, y'all niggas, you motherfucking niggas is crazy. Niggas is wildin'. Rise Coffee. Let's use Rise for dicks. That's basically what I did.
At least
I
they-
ruined our chances.
At least
it was me.
they hit us with the mushroom emojis. At least
They gave us mushroom tip.
they gave us a mushroom. Yo, what is with that tip talk
They
today?
gave us mushroom tip.
Yo, that just reminded me of the things we were just talking about earlier because we were talking about how you got to be entitled, right, for to be just sucking off whipped cream, right? And then
And okay with it. Just enjoying your day.
and then to think that there's these starving children out here who have absolutely nothing. I mean, look at you, Kai. For example, you were just telling me you was lucky to even get vegetables.
Meat.
Oh, meat. Are we having meat today?
I wish I had a birthday party. Usually we just have bread and milk, but today we had meat.
Yo, it was incredible.
It was a great day.
Yo, this might never happen again.
We had venison. I
Yo.
felt like the president.
Can you imagine, like, growing up like that, and then
Nah, thank goodness.
like it's incredible to have like I don't know a piece of steak.
There's people that's going through it, man.
I know, but it's like when you don't live it, you don't think about it.
You know.
But you know, just to be telling your dad, we're having meat today.
What did I do?
Yeah, son, don't get used to it. Daddy got a promotion.
Glad you love it.
Wow. I'm glad you love the meat.
I'm glad you love it.
That is insanity, man. Insanity. But hey, man, you know, steak ain't for everybody. But nowadays, we live in an age where people are anti-meat now. There's some people who wish they had it.
Wait, I mean, are they anti or they wish that they had it?
Oh, there's antis.
Yeah,
Well,
why are
they're
you
more-
saying that? Why are you saying that like
they're
a
more like-
negative, like a negative? We found alternative ways to be healthy that don't require meat. And further deep studies have shown that.
But they're eating fake meat and stuff.
Yeah, but the people.
That's weird.
Yeah, but what's weirder is that how much we were tricked to think diabetes, sugar, and not meat because the meat industry had made deals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, you know,
We're all fucked up.
we're all fucked up.
We're all fucked.
There's,
Look,
there's no real way to be healthy. Just enjoy your life.
you heard it here first.
You just got to make the healthy choices that you feel is helping you in life.
Hey, if you live in America, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Welcome to the show.
Your gut, your health, your diabetes.
All you're doing basically when you are trying to live healthy is saying, I'm getting fucked, but I am using a condom.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? I'm making them use a condom.
if anyone's fucking me, it's on my terms.
That's right.
That's right.
All missionary.
Missionary? Is that the way? Is that like what is the most popular position?
What the fuck are we talking about? We have.
I'm rolling with the punches.
I
But
guess.
hey, what's the most popular position besides doggy missionary?
Sir, I am from the black community. It is doggy style.
Well, I said doggy and missionary.
What else is there?
No other options?
Well, you realize after the age of 23 that most girls don't want to ride or don't have the stamina to ride, so you're not going to get a lot of that shit.
I love a good rider.
You know what I don't like? I don't like girls that think they're good at it.
Oh, okay.
And then when you do it, you're just
now we
sorta
get
like,
somewhere. Now we
I'm-
get somewhere.
Bored.
I'm bored. This bores me.
Feels great. Thanks for loving it.
And with that being said, who do we got in the building?
Cole Brady, Sensei, Sifu. You know what I'm saying? Hate Nito.
Yeah,
Gooch
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
The Gobbler.
Keep
I
going.
hate that fucking.
You keep saying it yourself?
Why let Nemo do that shit?
Damn, I don't know, man. It's
Piece of shit. Taco meat. Booker T is missing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is not here.
Can you dig it, sucker?
No, we cannot because he's not in here.
Sir, who are you?
Look.
You're not
Estrella.
Hey.
Crank that shit up.
I'm taking the L's out. I keep trying to give you L's, and it's not right.
It's not working.
It's not right.
No. We got Star in the building, aka a man of many AKAs.
Morph.
Apparently,
The switch up.
apparently I've adopted the morph.
Morph. The switch up. Slippery.
Whenever I feel like being cinematic, call me Star Cruz.
Please don't.
Whenever I'm directing, call me Star Tarantino.
Listen, dear our listeners, if you ever see us out in the street and you call this nigga Star Cruz, I'm slapping the fucking shit out of you. In front of your friends, in front of your mama, I'll slap you in the mouth.
And your girl.
And your girl.
And your children.
And I might slap a backpack out of your girl's hand or something.
Jesus Christ.
Don't call this nigga no Star Cruz when I'm feeling cinematic. Nigga,
I hope people want to do that on purpose now.
they probably will.
They want to get tried.
Sure.
I'm with it.
I've slapped before.
What else? What else?
I'll slap again.
I'm also Star Ramsey.
Who's calling you that?
Man, don't worry
Who's
about it.
calling you
Don't
that?
worry about it. Just sit there and take it.
Back to rape.
Whoa, yo. On this episode of Being Raped in a Podcast,
Rape.
you didn't have a slogan
By
for that.
Buster. I was
didn't have a
trying
slogan.
to. I was gonna go blammo.
Yo, you can't have a slogan for that.
All right.
You just cannot.
No slogan for that. That's
Nah,
terrible.
That's wild business.
Thanks for loving us.
That is. Thanks for loving us. Name of
Thanks
the
for
pod.
loving us is fucking wild, dog.
You know, I don't think I've experienced that like that.
I really feel sad that I haven't heard that before, like in that way. That's new. You would think that we would hear that shit.
That's a PR response.
No, I mean that would be a like, as many people are like thanking you for being subscribers and shit like that. No, but I've never heard anybody say thank you for loving us. Dot, 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 dot. Like go get the fuck out of here. Go play with something.
Go play with something.
That's wild, dog.
yeah.
We asked for a sponsorship. Them niggas said thanks for loving us. Fucking kill yourself. Go on somewhere.
Hey, little do we know they're like sending us box load shipments of product,
That would be dope.
and they're like, you know what?
We're not giving you any money.
Let's retract that.
Yeah.
that package.
You're not getting money, but you can have product. Thanks for loving us.
I honestly would probably take the product.
Yeah, I probably take
I take the product.
I know.
Yo, Rise Coffee. Hey, man,
Get your guts.
we're still here. We still want the sponsorship. Hey, we need you for our guts. Whoa. Maybe it was a lady talking to us. I don't know.
What's in your coffee, sir?
We don't talk mushrooms.
It's some serious gourmet shit. Oh.
Something. Hey, man, I think I make a mean coffee.
I like it, man.
Anyway, what's going on in the streets, man? What's going on in your life?
Yo, Snoop, you looking funny money in these streets, bro. He's having a rough.
Snoop Dogg?
He's having a rough year.
You think so?
Yeah.
We're only at 15 days in.
He got called out
Oh.
by Kendrick
Mm.
for the flip flop.
Oh.
He talked all this shit about Donald Trump and just performed at the inaugural event.
Yeah.
Flip flop. Some niggas is just like, some niggas, you just throw a sack of money at them. I'll
Yo.
change their mind.
I didn't know Snoop had a happy birthday song.
Who cares?
No, but
He looking funny money right
it's,
now.
it was strange to hear. Especially when I just finished watching some old school music videos and then
Why is it? It's Snoop.
I know, but I don't want to hear that.
Out of all the things that Snoop does, like you cannot be surprised by anything. Snoop does everything.
That's fair. That is fair.
But he looking funny money in his old age, man.
Eh,
Throw a sack of money at him. He'll change his mind, huh?
damn. So you say he's a stripper?
No, I'm just saying. Some niggas just throw a bag at him and they'll change their mind.
That's probably most people.
That's sad.
Hey,
That's
man.
sad, man.
Money's the root,
I
right?
cannot relate. Rick Ross was with him too.
Damn. Flip flopping?
I don't remember him. Was he talking about? I don't remember him talking about Donald, and I don't suspect that.
Nah.
I don't suspect that Rick would.
I don't even think we've heard Rick talk in a while.
Well, I mean, he did. He talked in the beef. We forgot about the shit. He didn't want to say nothing back to game. And then he got beat up
In Canada?
in Canada.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
So.
Yo, how old is Ricky now? Like 40s?
Rick Ross has got to be like
He's
44. He's like 44.
Damn. And how you get in touch like that? You would think that with the riches you have,
I work at
you'd be a little secure, right?
I work in a violent workplace. I ain't got swung at yet.
Yeah. But meanwhile,
No, but, you know,
Rick Ross getting
Come on, man.
beat up.
You cannot show me. No, that doesn't bother me. You went to a place that is hostile. You played the worst thing that you can play, and you gambled, right? You was outnumbered. Okay. The only thing that makes it bad is that, you know, for years you've been showing us the boxing videos and shit like that. You can't get beat up by rotund, middle-aged white guys in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After showing all the videos and stuff like that. Come on, man. That's a bad look. That's the only thing that was bad about it. Is like, hey, you went up there, you tried it. That was a dangerous thing. You get kudos for that.
Yeah. But how I just don't get where even us as, you know, we're not in that celebrity, you know, limelight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even we know it's like, all right, man, there's places to be and places not to be. I think we're smart enough to establish that. But when you have like these top stars who go places, and it's like, there's no idea in your mind, a scenario that plays out like, this is a possibility if I go here.
I don't understand stupidity. All right, you know what your intentions are. You know where you're going. You know what you did.
Yeah.
Get security.
You should have security.
Kendrick's got 2 shows up there.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Sold
gonna
out.
have buku security.
Yeah, of course.
Why wouldn't you? That's just goofy behavior.
Yeah,
Kendrick's not goofy. Very intelligent.
smart.
Rick tried it. I think Rick just thought it's Canadians. What are they gonna do? Apologize?
Hey, some folks. Just...
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry.
fucking do apologize to me in French. That's what he thought.
Yeah,
But he found out.
it be like that, man.
It'd be like that. You catch your L and you just be like, oops.
I did it again. Nah.
I think he halfway tried to laugh about it. Then he talked about how one of the guys got knocked out of like, did you do the knocking out?
Yeah, about that.
If you didn't do the knocking out, man,
Probably keep that to yourself.
it wasn't even you. You just got hands laid on you.
Damn.
You can't be 40 years old doing that type of behavior and at least not landing a punch, dog.
You think some of these guys just don't realize that their youthful behavior hasn't been left behind yet?
I don't even know. I don't know if that's youthful behavior. I don't think it's that.
Well, the likelihood that you're going to get into a squabble
There's no excuse for.
will more likely be in your younger years, right?
No, I think everything is situational.
Of course. But I'm saying, like, for
Because
example,
if you think about it, the older you get, the less of a fuck you give,
sure.
the less tolerance you have for people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if it wasn't for you should get smarter and have more wisdom and learn maturity wise not to put yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
If not for that, you're more likely to get in shit when you get older because I have less patience for people and I give less of a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So sure, if it wasn't for maturity and intelligence, if I don't have that, I'm just going to be in that shit all the time, really.
Yeah.
But because of that, it's like, why are you even in that situation? Picture me in a fucking shootout at a club. Me?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
Why would I be in that situation? Why am I there doing that? That don't
Well-
make sense.
Well, then some people would just argue what you just said. What if the situation just happens?
How are you in that situation? You're too old, like you get older
Uh-huh.
and you have experience. You should be able to read the signs. Shit, I knew that at fucking 27, I could read the room and see, whoa, what's about to happen and who's doing this and why did he fucking just
Violence
leave?
is about to
He just
happen.
left the whole club. Nah, that nigga's popping trunk.
Yeah.
He gonna be out there waiting. Time to go.
Backdoor.
I knew that at 27.
Yeah.
Well, time to go.
Mm-hmm.
3 of these niggas who just got into it with that motherfucker just left the club. Who leaves the club? You fight, right?
Yeah.
No, they went to go pop trunk. Time to leave.
They're ready.
Bye.
They're about that action.
What am I wait for? So I can get hit when I'm walking out by accident? There's no excuse
Yo,
for
I know
being
so-
stupid.
I know somebody who caught a stray once.
Hey,
Man,
you got to read the room.
that's unfortunate. Imagine just getting hit with a stray, you minding your business, maybe celebrating something.
There is no such thing. Like, how are you in those? I don't know. Maybe you're at safe clubs. I don't know what a safe club is, but in the atmospheres I've been in, how do you not notice that shit? You know when they need the dance floor, these niggas keep staring each other down and getting closer.
No, I think that-
Dancing time is over. Time to get a drink.
I think this stray happened from like, an issue that was in the parking lot and it came through the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah, that ain't their fault.
But I'm saying, imagine you just like minding your business, you're having a good time.
It's a club.
Maybe a birthday and then
It's a nightclub. It's a club.
It could happen.
It's a club. There's
Damn.
at least going to be a fight.
At least.
Niggas get drunk. Niggas get inebriated. You go into the club. Everybody is competing for pussy and drinking. What you think is going to happen? At least a fight. At least somebody getting thrown out by security.
Overall, it's a good night if you complete a night at the club with no fights.
That's an accomplishment. It was a good night.
I've seen that happen a few times.
Hey, I didn't get any numbers, but
Hey,
I didn't
everybody
get-
was safe.
Nobody got stomped the fuck out like a campfire.
Nobody got caught in a stampede.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
You didn't have to run out of there because,
Yo. Getting caught up in a stampede and getting stomped on is wild. Yo, that is crazy.
Get up, nigga.
Yo,
What?
no, I mean, at that point, you're just trying to defend yourself, right? You're just like covering your head.
Why is it like my impulse in that situation is to trip somebody else? I'm not getting stomped out by myself, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Nah.
You're bringing somebody down with
Brother,
you.
we're just going to be a bridge.
Bro.
I'm not going to be a step on mat. I'm going to build a bridge. We're
Yeah.
all getting stepped on. At
It's not just gonna be me.
least 4 of us.
It ain't just gonna be me.
Thank you for loving us.
Y'all coming down. Y'all coming down with me. You're basically gonna make people a cushion for you when you pull them down.
I'm just building a bridge.
Yeah,
They're gonna run over several niggas. That's all right.
it might.
I wasn't alone.
It might lessen the impact.
I'm not gonna. You're not calling an ambulance for one. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna need several ambulances.
Because I ain't going alone.
No, sir.
I
There's
ain't
gonna be several less in there.
See, because if it was just you,
Yeah.
you'd become a headline.
Yeah.
But if it's multiple, they'd be like, "Oh, there's a multitude
I'm not the
of
only
people."
nigga that's getting flattened.
Yeah. Yo,
I'm taking other people with me, buddy.
getting flattened is crazy. Yeah.
Well,
You know what? You know what else? It's funny because I was in work attire, right?
scrubs. Do you wear scrubs?
I used to, but not anymore.
You're better than scrubs? What, like,
I
what
do,
the
I
fuck?
do. I do other things now. But
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
I was in work attire.
Okay.
right?
What is work
And I
attire
know,
for you?
and I noticed that. Well, even when I did wear scrubs, every time I wear my work attire, man, I notice get smiles and hellos from police officers
Yeah.
and shit like that. Super nice. Same face, same everything. Man, the moment I'm back in Flyboy street gear, put my little jewels on, maybe my hat, my new sneakers, man, talk about hatred.
Yeah.
Talk about, oh, you piece of shit. I'm like,
Everybody feels that, though.
I know, but it was funny because I changed one day, and within an hour, the expressions were
Oh,
different.
you're saying it's because you're fly.
No, I
Is
mean,
that-
like, I put like my
just 'cause-
street
Okay.
clothes on,
Okay.
and the immediate change, even though you run into the same officers coincidentally, and I'm like, damn, man, you know what? It's crazy what pieces of clothing.
No, but I
Will
mean,
do.
That's really a thing. Like one of the most insightful things I ever heard. Donnie Yen said, "People ask you what you do for a living, so they can figure out how much respect to give you."
Yes, I've heard something
And I
similar.
was like, "Oh wow, that is fucking crazy."
Yeah,
And it made me for a while just be like, not want to tell people. Even
you do?
even though I work jobs in the humanities and stuff like that, but it was like, yeah, that is a thing. It was like, no, you just respect me as a person.
but then you know what? And
I didn't like that in the military either.
You know, it's real simple, but like, if you're the person that people seem to gravitate to and like, friendly, you're the one making people laugh. You notice even certain individuals who typically wouldn't give you the time of day, they start getting drawn to you as well.
Well, yeah, people will be drawn to the center of attention because they can live off that. It's like being
Sure.
drawn to the light and you get some light on you. But I didn't like that shit in the military either. I hated that shit. In uniform, I'm motherfucking fucking Captain America. Like
I'm fucking Superman.
Like, right, you know what I'm saying? I'm the Falcon, but when I take my shit off, niggas is looking at me like I'm gonna rob them. I remember being in a fucking airport going TDY, and I had to stop and go in the bathroom and change because I was tired of fucking I don't like shaking hands that much.
Yeah.
I got a germ thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Germaphobe?
like, nigga, I'm not fucking going
I know
down
you're a
range and
germaphobe.
shit. I'm not a germaphobe. It's just the thought of how many times motherfuckers like pee and don't wash their hands, and you're shaking
Yo,
hands all day.
Talk about pet peeve right there.
And
That's a pet peeve of mine. First of all, and we've talked about pet peeves before,
yeah.
but man, these cats who just be going in the shitter and coming out,
Mm-hmm.
no wash, that is wild.
Listen, my coworkers laugh at me because they take a tally how many times I wash my hands
Mm.
daily.
Damn, they must
And
have a lot of time on their hands.
I average. I get they're nurses. I average 15.
That's not that unusual though in that setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on who was there and what they have, or if there's a situation. But I average about 15 hand washes a day.
I probably hand wash. You probably do more than that actually, but I wash my hands more than ever these days, more than ever.
Yeah.
But I'm like that too. I don't like things to be dirty. Like if I see something dirty, instantly I want to like clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, and especially on my hands.
Yeah.
Like if there's something on there like smear, like I don't know, maybe a piece of candy smeared on me or something. I don't like that.
I don't know. I think I'm getting worse and worse as I get on. Like I wash my hands immediately after opening the door.
That's fair. That's fair. to do.
Doorknobs.
Yeah.
Doorknobs and counters.
Especially in public.
fucking trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
It like I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I open-
Shaking hands and stuff like that. That's all I could think of.
I open doors with paper towels.
When I go to the job, you know, it's just a whole lot of patience and stuff, and everybody's happy to see. Hey, every time I'm shaking a hand, I can't wait to go wash my hands.
Yeah, because somebody was probably jacking
Nothing
off.
against them. It's just hey, you know, hey, what's going on?
Yo, that would be wild. Somebody goes in the restroom, just gets to jerk it, and then comes out no wash.
I'm starting to look at soaps the same way I used to look at cereals as a kid. You know, when you go down the cereal and the colors, and I'm starting to look at soaps like, ooh,
Hey,
antibacterial plus aloe. I like
yeah,
this.
and then you checking the scents.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna
I
work.
like this.
Yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna be my thing.
Smells like my
I like the
candles.
package. I like how it, you know, I like the color of the bottle.
It's neat.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
neat.
starting to look at that shit like it's alcohol now.
That's gross, man.
Hey, you know.
Like it's alcohol.
all right, man, let's do it. It's time.
It's time to talk.
It's time to talk.
Oh,
Sir,
shit.
let's go to the dojo.
Let's go. Where we going?
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
What's your style? My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting. Show me some of it.
I feel great.
About?
I feel great. Unks is winning. Unks is winning.
Talk about it.
I mean, you look at the atmosphere today, a lot of shit that we warned about, and niggas was like, shut up, old head.
Mm-hmm.
It's all taking place now. We was telling you the niggas is suckers.
Yeah.
Shit wasn't healthy.
At all?
And now y'all finding out. Now y'all finding out. Everybody y'all told us to shut up, old head about.
Better late than never, I guess.
Where the fuck is 6ix9ine? When he was in his prime, yo, that's sucker shit. We don't do that. Shit is different. Shut up, old head. Yeah, all right. Yo, Dirk need to chill the fuck out with that shit. That shit is toxic. Shut up, old head. All right. I don't know if I have a problem. I just don't like what fucking Little Nas X is, you know, shut up, old head. All right.
Damn.
How y'all let fucking Macklemore and Post Malone, they just gonna switch up on it? The shit is different. Shut up, old head. All right. All that shut up, old head. And then finally, yo, this nigga Drake is a sensitive dude. He's kind of a sucker.
Yeah.
Shut up, old head. And now, this shit is like, niggas don't ever bring up the name Ja Rule to me, ever. Ever.
Damn.
Don't even say that. Was he ever in a battle? I don't even remember no more.
Not that I recall.
At least that motherfucker, even though he must have lost a musical battle, was rumbling with 50. And truth be told, he got the better of those fights. At least that.
Mm.
So let's talk about this nigga Drake, bro.
All right, let's talk about it.
So the petition goes away.
Yes.
The petition was basically, you know, against Spotify, and they were trying to find out if they were using illegal means to, you know, go against the contract and everything like that. And we were like, well, not we. People were like, yes, he's doing this for everybody. Michael Jackson couldn't do it and such and such and such. He got rid of that petition real quick. And then
Yeah.
it got down to the nitty gritty, what it's really all about at the end of the day.
Mm.
In its most basic sense, my man is just trying to make a mess so that the record company will go to Kendrick and go, hey, man, look, the Not Like Us thing, let's just not do this shit at the Super Bowl. That's really what it's all come down to, right?
Mhm.
My brother Greg G sat here
Yes.
and said, Drake ain't even thinking about you. He ain't thinking about y'all. Drake already told you he turned down the Super Bowl several times. And I said, I don't think that's intelligent.
Nope.
I think that that's not true. I sat here and I said, for a nigga to volunteer that information means he feels it.
Of course.
I said, it's like boxing. You get caught with a good one and you do this when it really means this.
Yep.
Why would you volunteer that information if you didn't care?
Makes no sense.
But all of a sudden now you understand the importance of the Super Bowl, which means it was a lie the whole time.
Of course.
But it's a telltale. Niggas that are hurt always give you telltales. Like I said to my brother, Greg G. That's what this is all about. So then you go into the defamation, which is astounding. A nigga made a defamation lawsuit
Mm-hmm.
about a rap battle.
Yeah.
Like just the,
It's, yo, you had,
it's fucking crazy.
you even had like Good Morning America or some shit talking about it
It's
now.
defamation by default. We're talking about each other. We're in a rap battle.
This is what we do. This is part of it. This is what comes with the battle.
This nigga, it was never about race. There are plenty of people in hip hop that are biracial.
Sure.
Cole being one of them.
Sure.
It's culture.
Mm-hmm.
The man said, he not like that. Survey says he's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
The man said he's not like us. Survey says
He's not like us.
he's not. Everything he's done is the opposite of all codes within our culture. The
Mhm.
LeBron shit was fucking wild.
Hey, you didn't even know that he had that tat on him. That was,
I
I'm
don't
glad. We saw your expression that day.
I don't understand. I don't understand it.
So basically, if you I feel like so he, for me, I personally, I would never tattoo a person's name on me who's not my child or like a parent, grandparent, or something like that, somebody like that. But to go and tat like another man's face with no relation
Okay,
to you is
look,
kind of weird to me.
I'm not saying that.
Especially after you smash his wife.
I'm not
or
saying
girl.
that. I'm not saying that. I would say I understand, but it's hard for me to understand. All right.
Sure.
I want to preface that. It's hard for me to understand tattooing another person's face or image that's living, right?
Of course.
I'm not
That's
saying
your words.
I'm
yeah.
not saying that it wouldn't,
Yeah.
because I was planning on getting a Muhammad Ali tat while he was still alive.
Sure.
He's of a different status. He's past everything that he had already done.
Yes.
He's not in his prime at the moment.
That would be understandable to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess people that mean something to you in that fashion, I understand that.
I feel
It's
like
hard for me
the
to
Wayne
understand.
tattoo though was more like you was kind of in love with Wayne, and on top of that, you smashed his girl, and now this almost seems like an I'm sorry tat.
I'm not saying. Yeah, I think it was I'm sorry tat. I'm not
That's
saying that
crazy,
you
though.
were in love with him. I'm just saying that is.
Well, you do remember when he was like, "Ooh, Lil Wayne."
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird to me. Then again, Wayne had baby tattooed on him and stuff like that, but it's a little different because it was a.
Yeah.
I don't think I understand.
Maybe it's a lot of
that.
weird behavior in that circle.
Oh, beyond weird in that specific
Yeah.
circle. But what I'm saying is, I understand the thought of it.
Sure.
It's just hard for me to contemplate, like somebody that's still living, right?
Mhm.
All right, if they're older and they're icons and they meant something to you, cool. Somebody that's like literally in their prime at this moment and you're only tatting their image because they're your friend, dog. I'm not getting you tattooed on me, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of my friends'
On my body.
image tattooed on me that are living.
That is strange.
If you pass and I loved you, then yeah, I'm gonna keep you alive, and that makes more sense to
and
me.
there'll probably be a name, if anything.
Nah. I'll do an image.
You doing a portrait?
I'll do it if you were my loved one and you meant something to me and
Yeah.
you passed. Yeah, because symbolically, I'm keeping you with me, right?
Sure.
That's a little different.
And understandable.
Okay.
We're on the same page.
Then part of his lawsuit is going at content creators. Did you see that? Reactors.
Yeah.
But he named them. You got Kai Cenat on there. You got RDC. You got RDC World. ZS, No Life Shack.
It's out of control.
But no white creators.
Interesting.
No Fantano. No XRC. No Aiden Ross. None of them. Those are the mega guys.
Yeah.
None of them know. Shit, not even no academics. He the one who made the most. He made the most off of that shit. And at the end of the day, when you checked his list, his number 1 and number 3 songs were Kendrick. You didn't say nothing about him. He's saying that the reactors in the lawsuit, he's saying that the reactors made it difficult for him to move about. He had to take his kid out of school. Like it threatened his safety. My nigga. Are you hearing me? Their reactions caused caused millions of views for the song, and it threatened his safety. This is your king. This is your guy. This song threatened his safety.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Didn't name any white. You get to see all of this shit like this, and then his claim is that the record label allowed them to monetize and didn't copyright, not like us. Survey says Push-Ups and Family Matters were the one that they allowed to monetize and oops. Like, were you even thinking? Did you even do any research? Oh, yeah. Remember that shit with the streamers that you were talking about? Remember that time you're literally on camera sending Kyson out a text that says, stay on stream so you can react to Family Matters. Oops. This nigga is Donald Trump, bro. As long as I'm
Donald
winning,
Trump of rap.
as long as I'm winning,
Yeah.
it's fair. As soon as I lose, y'all cheated.
Interesting.
As soon as if I lose, y'all cheated. If I win, I'm the boy.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
This shit
Hey,
is.
I didn't
dog,
look at it like that.
This shit is fucking terrible, bro. All of that shit threatened his safety. And let us not forget, this motherfucker warned you in 2 songs.
Sure.
Hey, let's not go personal. We could just have a friendly. He literally said that. We could have a friendly back and forth.
I don't-
don't say that.
There's not. I don't think there could have been a more clear heads up.
The nigga is telling you that's not something. He ended the first song that he made.
That's
He
something you
said,
don't
let's
wanna
not
do."
take it personal. Don't talk about the family, Crody. That's not something you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Psst. He said that shit to you.
Yeah,
Remember the psst? That led to psst.
but
I see dead people.
somebody was feeling themselves.
Remember that second song that you did when you were Tupac and you told him to call you that?
Mm-hmm.
You suggested it to him. And then he did it, and you filed a defamation lawsuit. You were the
Man.
first one to go personal.
But you felt away at the end.
This is the softest move that I've ever seen in music, in hip hop,
History
in like life.
ever.
It's like life, dog.
I know, and people could just say all day, yes, there's technology and everybody's talking, but I've just, the way it's all played out, never seen nothing like it.
I've never seen anything like this.
No, this is crazy.
The LeBron shit is like, dog, did you see the academic shit?
Oh yeah, he was wilding.
When do we do that? Who does that? And the reason he did it is because he got caught up in a lie.
You know what? And doesn't he have a history of like putting hands on women and all this stuff?
Mhm.
I don't think he should be worried about what somebody else got going.
You know, it happened because of that. Drake got caught talking shit to somebody else,
Mhm.
and he tried to defend it, and it turned out that it was a lie, and the guy put him on blast for lying. He had to get on stream and admit that he lied, and to cover up his lie, he started doing that shit.
Mm.
Like what? Like at what point in time do we like? I have a hard time looking at this shit and be like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school masculinity. I am. I'm old school masculinity to a certain point, right? I just don't understand this. Like I see niggas having whole debates on podcasts and shit like that. Well, you know, these guys were friends and like, nigga, grow the fuck up.
Look, let me just.
What
say,
are you talking about? Y'all niggas sound like middle school.
Because people have said that to me too. They're like, "Oh, well, Drake gave him a shot and this and that." I'm like, you do know that friendships. Let's say they were friends at some point, or at least like well acquainted. You're saying that shit can't fade over time? I was like, we can name a few people just that we know where maybe relationships didn't last. Maybe we don't beef about it, but there's people that we know personally who 1 year they were super cool, next year they're not. It just happens. This is one of those situations that if, let's just say they were cool like that, that don't mean they, like, whatever happened 15 years ago is going to be exactly what should be happening today. It's not the same.
I don't know if it's because of my big age, but I think it's the advantage of like being in a long-term relationship to where it's like, I love my friends. I ain't got time for a friendship like that.
Yeah.
I really don't have time to be invested like that.
Yeah.
And maybe Drake need to go get a girl.
Maybe he needs to settle down.
Why at 38, 39 do friendships matter like that? And maybe this is just me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm a toxic person. I love my brotherhoods.
Well, you are
for
the
sure.
toxic sensei.
Sure. I love my brotherhoods. I value my brotherhoods.
Yeah.
Why does friendship matter that much? If I'm having an issue with somebody and they're doing some suspect behavior with somebody that I'm having an issue with, it's like, oh, it's like that? Damn, I didn't know it was like that. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I may not fuck with you like that no more now that I see what it is. And then my life goes on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think about it.
You don't lose sleep.
I might feel a way about it, but life
Carries on.
like I'm not in vet. Like there's nothing that you know what I'm saying? We're not in partnership. We're not in business together.
One thing that did bother me from the whole LeBron thing is that who cares? Like, why, for example, like, okay, let's just say LeBron ain't a saint. Who gives a fuck? Like, why?
I think that might be old school masculinity.
No, but it's like the same thing when there was the whole focal point with the, you know, even the Diddy talk where people kept talking about the parties, right? It's like, that's not the issue. It's not the crime. We talking about something different. Y'all diverting the, you know, the attention where it doesn't matter. So what did he have freak offs for the past 30 years or whatever? Who cares?
I called out one of my homies about that. Like, he didn't understand why I didn't feel a way about because I'm just like, first of all, you know, the shit that he's guilty of is what y'all need to focus on. He don't like when I say that. It's like, yeah, but they be into some fucked up shit. I'm like, nigga, remember we would go to the club and we would meet two girls, right?
Sure.
If we were lucky and it was about it, go back to their room or something like that. He goes with her in her room. I go with her in her room. We have a good night. Technically, that's a freak off.
Yeah.
You were in a freak off, nigga.
Maybe not to that magnitude, but you were in it.
Your imagination is like a whole bunch of niggas in a pool of baby oil just rubbing on each other. But you know, it's not necessarily true. You went to house parties in which your friend had multiple rooms, and while everybody's partying, you went to a room with a chick.
Yeah.
Somebody else is in another room. Nigga, if you're in a party and niggas is like in different rooms and shit, like fucking, that's not a regular party, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's not a regular house party. If niggas are okay doing that shit and they're about it, nigga, that's a freak off.
Yeah.
You're okay with that shit. Some of my niggas were doing two-mans and shit like that. I never was. That shit was always weird to me. That wasn't my thing.
That wouldn't be my style.
But bro, that's a freak off.
Yeah. Be like, if there was ever a moment where some of y'all had, you know, 3 sons, 4 sons, whatever sons, you was part of the.
Y'all went to college.
You're freaking off.
Y'all niggas went to college. You niggas were frat brothers and y'all was running trains. That's a freak off.
Yeah. But these people also talk and acting like they ain't never been a part of that. Like,
nigga, and that's the shit. I don't know.
It does get irritating at times because, like, I think that people are so focused on that. And it's like, you forget that you've probably done something similar.
I don't think niggas are. The problem that I have is I don't think niggas are like rooted in reality. No matter what is going on in the entertainment industry, I'm still approaching it from a reality-based thing.
Yeah.
And in reality, once you get past the age of like 33, hey, you're not you got shit to do. You're raising kids.
Yes.
You got to go to work. You're trying to do some shit with your life. Like, you love your friendships. Friendships don't matter that much.
Yeah. It's those people that maybe are a little above the friendships that I more or less value. Yes. So, but my thing is that, like, look, man, if, you know, with this whole Drake thing and not even just the academics, you know, mouthing off about stuff, like, what does LeBron's situations have to do with you whatsoever? Like, his life doesn't change necessarily. I'm pretty sure that I've heard things in the past before about LeBron James. Who cares?
The best thing,
leave the man alone. He ain't doing shit.
The best thing about the academics thing, finally, and the thing that I love most about Kendrick is that he's the shift, and this is a huge cultural shift. in every aspect. Within the last 10 years, going through all the SoundClouds and all of this shit and all the phases that we've gone through within hip hop culture, the one thing that was always missing is accountability. These kids have been allowed to just get away with crazy shit, and we just be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Between what's said in the
taking it.
yeah, between the streaming, between what's said in the lyrics, between even the crazy ass pranks that they do online and shit like that.
Oh, yes.
There's no accountability
At all.
now at this point. Like, Academics did that shit, and it just opened the floodgates of niggas. Like, he immediately had to get on the stream with the community. That's Glasses Malone and what's his name, Martin Problem, and they're calling him out. There's like all these streamers and everybody that's calling him out on some man shit. That started with Kendrick. There's a shift now where niggas are gonna have to take accountability.
Who's that prankster? He's that dude who always tries to like pull up on people's blocks, acting like he's like, yo, you know, this is my block. And he's always trying to like,
I don't know his name, but
you know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
I saw him get hands put on him.
Yeah, and he got into it with the UFC fighter. Man, bro, I was like, it was just a matter of time. A matter of time, bro, before you get socked in your face.
Them niggas gonna get smoked. But Academics is being called out and held accountable by a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I personally feel like he gotta get his hands put on him. But he don't leave the house. He ain't stupid.
No, he stays behind a computer
Yep.
screen. He ain't about to be in the streets like that.
He need to get hands put on him. It's about time.
It
for him
might
to
be
get
a
hands
matter
put
of
on him.
time. In a matter of time, it probably will happen.
He needs to get hands put on him.
Because people
he-
get a little too confident behind the keyboard.
No, he is some people are the blueprint, and that's why they're getting attacked. Drake is literally the blueprint of culture morphing, cookie cutter, promoting ignorance,
Sure.
giving the characters of black culture. Like, he is the prototypical poster child for everything that is wrong in that sector. That's why he's being attacked. Kendrick don't want the number one spot. I just want to get you the fuck out of here. And the culture is always going to win. And it's just at a moment where the culture has just got to recorrect itself.
It's so crazy, man. I think like before this whole like beef, I wouldn't expect this to be going on. Like to be a year later and be like, yo, can you imagine what happened in 2024?
It's wild, man.
Wild.
Like, life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
And now you get to see this shit for what it really is, but niggas have been saying it for a very, 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 very long time.
Yeah. They just needed the right person
But
to say
I
it.
blame the niggas that promoted it and shit like that. I know that niggas would do things, they'll attach themselves to get a bag, and if that's what it takes to get a bag,
So be it, I guess.
it's time to learn, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Every bag ain't a good bag. The shit that you promote can wind up destroying you.
Yeah.
Because you promoted it for a bag, and now it's fucked up. Speaking of which,
Oh, go ahead.
a whole bunch of people mourning TikTok.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
I'm glad it's going away.
It's amazing in a way for me because you know I utilize that platform obviously for podcast purposes to promote the show. Anything that can progress what we're doing and help us out, I'm utilizing that platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but the fact that I've been sitting back and I'm like, man, these people are really contemplating what to do next. Like, this is a life decision or something because TikTok is about to fade out. And I'm like, wow, like this is what we've come to.
Well, a lot of people have built themselves up on TikTok, and it's that's their whole personality is that, right? Their
Yes.
whole personality is TikTok. Their whole life is TikTok. I understand the people that are making money, that are monetizing and stuff. But the most important thing to me about this shit is the bad thing about TikTok was TikTok is a place where black creators in the beginning came and created culture. And then the people within the TikTok took the black creations and made it their own. and they created a whole generation. Like when you look at Gen Z, it's just a bunch of people who talk and act and have the mannerisms of urban culture. They took and sort of made it their own. Like it all came from black creators, but you can't find the source of that.
Yeah.
People just recreating, and then rebranding and rename. It's all black culture. Now that TikTok is about to go away, we're about to watch them attach themselves to whatever the new shit is. And then we're going to see it again. Whatever the new site is that's going to come or that already exists, you're going to watch from the very beginning. Pay attention. Black culture is going to come in and innovate, and then other cultures are going to come and take it and turn it into something else.
It's like really no different than what happened with Vine.
Yeah.
Vine was the same thing, it's just a shorter version. Then you had TikTok that kind of gave you more space, more platform, more time, and probably more, I guess, whatever you call it, sources that you could use. And now it's like, all right, they're already trying to find substitutes, and people are wilding out. I'm like, if you realize how much, if you're one of those people who's sitting back and you're like kind of in a panic because you're about to lose TikTok, it's like, you got to really sit back and think about how consumed your life is with TikTok. Or even not just targeting TikTok, but like any social media platform.
I'll be fair, right? I'll be fair. Yes, absolutely. That could be the unkiness.
Maybe.
It's a different generational thing to we can't completely understand it. You're right. On the other hand, there is a generation of people who have found a different way to make money.
Of course, yeah.
New lotto ticket, right? The same way as the older generation like us understand that hip hop is a culture. Rap was the last part of the culture. It didn't start off that way. For people of a certain generation, we know 1974, Sedgwick Ave, Kool Herc, the Bronx, started with b-boying and tagging.
Breakdancing.
Bambaataa and a Zulu Nation organized all the gangs that were terrorizing New York and created a culture based on peace. We understand that this is culture, not rap. For a lot of people, hip-hop is just rap. And that is the clash that we're having right now. Is that you have a whole bunch of people that let's reinstitute what this culture is. All the norms and the rules and all of that shit like that. And other people who have taken advantage of it for years who don't love it. It's just a new lotto ticket. It's a quick way to come up. All you need is one. All you need is one song. You ain't even got to say shit. You just got to have a nice vibe. You can just do something crazy. Like I might like tweaking. I might bend the corner. Woo. Let me just recapture fucking Nelly song. All you need is one of those bullshit things,
but that's what a lot of things that have taken off were based on something that was so simplified, so not like. And I get it. Like even when that record started, spiraling everywhere, and then everybody was like trying to compare it to like, oh, this sounds like some big timer shit, like And I'm like, I get it. I hear the sound, and I get it. There's moments of it where it's catchy. It's not a good record to me, but the little chorus, little hook it has, yes, I will admit it's a bit catchy. And this guy might have better success in the music world than he does basketball. But hey, them brothers rap.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it per se, because truthfully, when you listen to it, it's not a bad song.
No, it's not the worst.
My thing is,
it's catchy.
Sure. For me, I'm just like, hey guys, Nelly did exist. We're not going to sit here and lie like this ain't like Nelly.
Yeah, but everything circles back around.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. But, it all comes back down to that's the clash where we're at right now. Drake equals the lowest common denominator. And he fathered that. Future the same way. Look at his children, Uzi and all of them. How much effort is put into that?
Well, all these rappers underneath were spawned by him.
So it's just, that clash was always going to happen. You look at the guy that is making masterpieces, that is really putting 5 to 6 years worth of thought and artistry, hip hop was the place where you realize that in the craziest hoods that you would never go to, that are dire, that are dangerous, it's just full of geniuses.
Oh yeah.
In the most dire, it's just a bunch of geniuses in dire straits
I can see that.
who, if given the opportunity, would create culture and art. They're just sitting around, geniuses, just walking around.
You know, I will say, like, you know, even these people that birth certain styles, you know, the Futures of the world and whoever else, I would never deny the impact
Sure.
they've had on, you know, on hip hop and things of that sort. And you know, but I also have the understanding that, like, you know, if you bring in something that's hot, new, you know, how many people started rapping like Future or trying to be like Future?
But
how
okay.
many people, even after that, how many people wanted to sound like the Migos? How many people wanted to sound like all these people who come out because they want to be a part of what's hot?
But
even with the
you
auto-tune.
gotta question. You gotta be able to. You gotta be allowed to question the validity of the art. Yes, he was hot,
Mhm.
but Juice WRLD is dead.
Mm.
Juice WRLD said, "I was doing this shit because Future said it." There's gotta be accountability.
Mm.
What are you promoting?
Sure.
That goes for anybody. That could go for 50. That could go for a lot of shit. That could go for
But then-
Houston culture
but
with
then
the
it-
lean and shit.
That wouldn't even just be hip hop. Then you could easily say, well, hey, when you listen to
And-
80s rock, I mean, everybody it's all drugs, cocaine, and sex too. What do you?
Sure.
It's no different, but it's not rap or hip
You
hop.
could be.
Like,
You should be
so-
able to analyze that.
But people look at that music different. They'll be like, oh no, this is the era. This is the golden era of music. And mind you, I love, you know me, I express that a lot.
Mhm.
I love the 80s music. I love that, you know, that classic, you know, Motley Crue style music, you know, the Bon Jovis of the world, all that stuff. I love that stuff. But we know what they talking about. We know what's going on. We know how that shit was created.
How many behind the scenes do you need to see how that shit
Yeah.
turns out?
Exactly.
It always ends up the same way. And if you actually cared about the culture,
Mhm.
you question it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're at. We're meeting. You're having a clash between the guy that always cared
Mhm.
and the guy that took the culture. And for what everybody said, he ran the culture for 15 years. Within those 15 years, so much happened. How much did you say?
Mm.
I watched the whole Black Lives Matter era. I watched everything go down. I don't remember that. How much did you say? I want to be allowed to say nigga, but I don't want to speak up on nigga issues. Remember that?
Mm.
Maybe that's what Kendrick was talking about when he said, we don't want to hear you say that no more. You never speak up. The only thing you want to say is nigga, but you never want to speak up on our issues.
Damn. You put it like that.
It's culture. But I bet you J. Cole can say that all day. Because when it was time to say shit, J. Cole said shit.
Mm. That's true.
He can say nigga all day. He's one of us. He may not be like that, but he's one of us.
Mm.
It's culture.
Well, I think some people.
Just think about the idea
But,
of that.
no,
I'm
I
fighting
agree
to
with
be
that.
able to say nigga. I want to prove to you based on my dad that I'm black. I just never want to talk about anything. I just want to enjoy the benefits that the culture gives me.
One thing, you know, for Cole, there's got to be some, like, I think he also lets people know that, like, yo, not everybody who raps and is of the culture doesn't have to have a street background like that. Or street,
No,
or,
we're
or
not.
street,
We're not talking about that shit.
No, yeah. I'm saying, like, you can still be of the culture. And, you know, why not try to be like a J. Cole? You know, aspire to be like J. Cole. Just because he's not rapping gunplay music doesn't mean that he ain't for the culture. That he ain't making money. One of the most successful artists that we see today.
Let's talk about the most successful rap
Sure.
artist. And this guy named Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
When Eminem got in beefs, you know what they said? You can't talk to me, you're white.
Sure.
It never stuck.
No.
You know why? Because he's culture.
He showcased that.
Full white.
Mm-hmm.
That shit never stuck. It never hit. Because he's culture. That shit was never going to stick. You're going to have to come out with a different way.
It was like the easy insult.
When it was time to speak, he spoke.
Yeah.
He always did.
To this day.
He always did. There's the difference.
I get it. If you're not a fan of Eminem music, but you can't take away what he's done for the culture.
He never had to sit down and dedicate. He wasn't on some pro-black shit and all of that. He just used his platform and he spoke up when it's time to spoke up. And then he did his goofy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just take the culture and enjoy all the benefits.
Has he earned the N-word use? The N-word pass?
That's not him. And he never would.
Nah, I'm playing.
Never even thought about it. Why would he want to?
Nah.
For what? That's why I always tell people, it's like, when people get in arguments, it's like, I hear what you're saying. Why do you want to?
It is crazy that I've seen some videos of, like, I guess some white rappers or something, and they using the N-word tough.
Mm-hmm.
And they talking like they privileged to say it. And I'm like, why? Why are you putting so much effort to want to say this? And of course, you never get a real answer, but it's like, you just want to sound cool? Is that the cool thing to do because you're a rapper?
They think that is their. They always characterize how they see. They're telling you the truth to your face.
Sure.
This is how they see black culture. This is what they think it is. So they want to portray it. They're only portraying. And a lot of times you saw this growing up, and it's not on no rap shit. It's just life. Niggas always portrayed what they feared. Because that's how they survived.
Interesting.
You knew that wasn't who they were. They portrayed what they feared. Even when I was rapping, I was in a street environment.
Mm-hmm.
It was around me. I got down with some stuff.
That don't mean you was
But honestly,
rapping
I was always a conscious rapper.
Mm.
And I was lying to myself, and to the point where I couldn't lie to myself no more. And that's where, like, my music changed right before I stopped rapping the first time. I couldn't do it no more. I don't want to do that shit no more. That's not how I feel, and I'm growing. Even then, even in that situation, I was a conscious rapper. I thought too much. I was curious about shit. I like reading shit. I like learning shit. I couldn't stay in a certain mentality. So it was like, after a while, it becomes unbearable, bro. You gotta say what you see outside.
Yeah.
How long are you gonna get away with the I'm too sexy for? Like, how much? Come on, bro.
You don't think you're too sexy for your shirt?
At one point in time, dog, I wore a lot of wife beaters. I took my shirt off immediately when I was performing.
You was in 50 attire?
I was too sexy. No, I never had a bra. But I never had the bra because I couldn't fill them out. I was a little guy.
You should have got the bulletproof vest. It looked like it'll suit you.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
You had the
Who the fuck was shooting at me?
You had the 50 arms?
Who the fuck was shooting at me?
Nah, yeah, that's fair.
That wasn't my thing.
That's fair. No, but it's crazy. I'm kind of curious to see where Drake will be in the next year.
Drake is done. He's over.
Yeah, but I want to know, like, will new style of
Nothing
music spawn up, or
nothing can
what will
save
happen?
him. He's a meme now. This is the worst L you've ever seen.
Crazy.
The only thing that's holding on to this guy is his fan base. And you got to understand, his fan base is not necessarily a fan base. His fan base are the people that he represents. He gave them the pass to participate. If they lose him, they lose the pass to participate. They lose the pass to talk so freely. They lose the pass to just look at art and go, it's mid. Those were those niggas. They had the authority to do that shit because Drake existed. But now that the suckers are being recognized, you could be pressed.
Yo, isn't it? I know we talked before about how people feel like they can, people who don't do this want to be the one to give the most advice for this.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. But those motherfuckers.
And it just reminded me of, like, even in rap where like somebody who's never even put the pencil to a pad,
Been in a dangerous environment.
Been in, yeah, they never came from, anything negative, maybe no struggle whatsoever. And the fact that they are the ones to go and tell you this is how you should do it, this is how it should be done. I'm like, where do you get the balls?
I'm not mad at that because come on, this is America. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, sure.
There just should be.
But opinion and trying to tell you what to do.
We've had a decade of no pushback.
Mm.
And that's been what's made unks so angry because we don't understand that.
Yeah.
We come from listen to our conversations, listen to how we talk to each other. You can't just say shit and me not have something to say.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
I can't just say shit and you not have a retort. We push back.
But it's supposed to be like that.
That's how we build.
I thought that's how it's supposed to be.
Because we come from a certain culture and a certain generation, and we can't understand niggas that pop fly with no pushback. And the reason we can't push back is because we can't get to you, and it emboldens you, and we don't like that shit.
Mm.
And we got yelled at for being old, angry, unk type of shit. But no, we just didn't understand. I'm used to accountability.
I wonder if them cats even understand.
No, you can't understand what's not your experience.
Oh yeah.
I don't necessarily blame that. We're just in the era where now is going to be some accountability. And if you can't take it, then you fucking sue. Because you can't understand it. It's not your experience.
Just get a lawsuit started.
Yeah. And Ack is the same way, bro. That's somebody that's never been, he doesn't understand. He don't come from our culture.
Who else tried to start up a lawsuit? Is somebody else also? Famous person.
I don't know.
I could have swore somebody else was trying to hit a lawsuit.
Yo, defamation in a rap battle was wild.
Yeah, that's the wildest.
Then there's fucking UMG come out, and UMG is like, you used our platform to talk reckless and battle so many different people, and we allowed it.
Yeah.
The one time you lose, you're suing us for defamation.
Well, you lose in this fashion.
Why'd you participate in it?
People still say he lost the Push.
Why'd you egg it on? Yeah, but Push was small potatoes for him. He had protection.
Yeah. Huh. That's damn.
And I don't really necessarily blame Drake. I blame the people that empowered him because a bag came with it. Now we get an example of what happens when you champion sucker shit because sucker shit makes money.
Yeah.
Dog, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but integrity is a thing.
It's not really, not valued by masses anymore, though.
It can be. I think that there can be a shift.
Yeah.
I think there could be a shift and corrective behavior. You should teach a generation, dog. Every bag. Sometimes you get a bag to get bought.
Mm.
And I can't get bought.
Yeah, no.
My integrity can't get bought, bro.
Yeah, you still you hold your values at a high standard.
That's all you got to live with. Like, dog, I'm not saying that shit. I say a lot of shit, but if it's some shit that I don't want to say, it don't matter how much you throw at me. I'm not saying that shit. I don't care.
What do they say? $1 million.
I'm not saying that shit. And I say a lot of shit. If I feel like I don't want to say that shit, the fact that you want to throw money at me to say it is a flag.
Should be.
How much integrity do you have to not notice that? If I don't want to say some shit and you'll throw money at me to say this shit, if you are okay with that shit, then I don't want to hear Cat Williams was right. That means they'll throw you a bag and you can get an address. You're okay with either, like it's the same thing. You can't be against that, but for this, well, it's a bag. No, it's the same concept.
Yeah.
You either got integrity or you don't.
It's like the, that's why I feel like how we said last time, where people are doing anything for content. I'm like, you don't even care what you're doing at this point.
You don't really care.
That's why you got Island
Boys
shit.
fucking making love to each other.
Yeah, man, you got shit like that. You got other people doing probably people that we haven't seen maybe yet, or doing other wild shit. And then people on streaming platforms having sleepovers with other celebrities that makes no sense.
Nah, bro, I don't know. I don't think that's equivalent.
Which part?
I don't think that's equivalent.
Which part?
The consonant shit that you don't. I don't think that's the equivalent.
No, I think it's like now we're just showing face now. There's a whole lot of nothing. But hey, we're here and people are tuning in. You're going to do what you want. And you're going to do shit on the screen that people you think are reacting to. That's all content. It's just live.
I guess. I mean,
It's very similar.
For me, I'm not. I think it would be a hypocrite. I think I would be a hypocrite to say that, and I say that because of this. I watch my sons and stuff,
Mhm.
and they watch YouTube, right? And they're watching YouTube. They're watching these kids like unwrap things and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and play with stuff. And I'll sit.
Like the toy reviewers. and
Yeah,
stuff?
I'll sit in there. I'm like, these motherfuckers just sit around and watch other kids on YouTube unwrap shit and play with it instead of playing with toys themselves, right?
And other kids play games.
But on the other hand, yeah, Twitch and all of that, you're watching other people play instead of playing yourself.
Yeah.
On one hand, it's weird to me. On the other hand, when music comes out and shit like that and shows and stuff, I'm watching reactors react.
Sure.
It's the same thing. So I'm a hypocrite to say that shit. So now knowing I got to check myself when it comes to that is like,
But is it in a sense different when you do it because you're tuning in for maybe how would you say it? An opinion maybe on a new record, which is you being involved in music and you being such a fan of music, that's not necessarily weird. It's almost like a review on the record because you typically they're going to react and give you their thoughts on the record, which you probably value. But for the video game people, I think, or like even opening the toys, it's like, well, what happens to just going to the store and seeing it yourself,
okay,
you know, or something like that.
Here's what I'll say, right? When it comes to that, for me, I'm curious to see how people are taking that particular piece of art.
Sure.
I want to see what their reaction. I'm curious. What I think is weird are people who are watching reactors to decide how they should feel about the art.
But
There's the difference.
Gamers doing a whole lot of reacting, or they're just playing for hours and hours and hours, and you're watching somebody?
No,
just
they're
play a game for
they're
hours?
just playing, and a lot of times you're watching that shit. And I know a lot of people that do that are looking for like hacks and how they can play the game better. There's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe.
We don't come from that. We come from turn the game on, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's the same. Like if we're on a game and shit, I come from turn on a fighting game. I'll figure that shit out as I'm playing, and I'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
When my brother's generation came on, they turned on the game and they went straight to the move sets.
To go figure out the best moves.
And I'm just like, nigga, what the fuck are we doing? Like, turn on the game and let's just fight. And they're like, I'm learning the moves. I'm like, dog, stop being a fucking nerd. Just learn the. But
That's a good example though, because I remember, you know, back in the day, you used to, you know, put Tekken on or something,
mm-hmm.
and then you always had the cousins who just, you know, came to visit, and right when the fight's about to start, they hit the pause.
Not when we played.
And I was like, yo, you gotta stop.
Yeah, you just be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I'm learning the move. Hey man, get out of here with that fucking dumb shit. Turn the fucking game on. Yeah, so now you have a whole generation that do that, and you're like, why are y'all okay with that? And they're like, yeah, we're learning the move sets.
That's crazy, man.
For us, that's crazy.
Yeah. I get it.
So,
for them, it's cool, but for me, it's not.
There's nuance in everything. So with the reactions, if you are curious to see how the world is taking this art, cool. If you are trying to figure out, am I supposed to like this? Nigga. Like, you got a problem. You should be able to make up your own mind and feel how you feel.
Sure.
And then just be curious. Be like, yo, do other people feel the same way? I love this shit. It's like how I feel about movies. A movie comes out, I want to watch that shit. Man, that shit is garbage. All right, it was garbage to you. I'm still going to see the fucking movie. That's your opinion.
You know, but that part irritates me a little bit because I'm right there with you when, like, let's say a lot of times the reason a preview exists is to try to sell you on this is what we're presenting, right? And I don't like when certain people before, like, you know, they're not basing it off of a preview anymore. They're like, no, I went to go hit the Reddit streets. I want to go see what they're talking about. I'm like, but why? The movie's not out yet. Maybe early watchers saw it, But you're gonna base it off word of
And
people
only
you
got
can't even
87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's the
Are you
problem?
gonna? Well, I'm not watching if it's 87. But like, nigga, what the? You niggas is weird, bro. Watch
That's what
the
I'm saying.
movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. You know, if you like to have conversation, you know, in the threads and all that stuff about something, cool. Do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But don't stop me from watching something because of a comment or two that you saw on a thread or on Reddit, and that swayed you the other way.
Yeah, you're just going to find out if it's okay to feel a certain way, and that's not a good way to live your life. I always give my little brother shit, right? Him and his friends, I always give him shit because we'll talk about movies and shit like that. Like, yo, I love this movie. It was cool because such and such and such. And then my brother would be like, yeah, I like the movie, but I didn't really like the pacing of the. Oh, you didn't like the fucking pacing? The fuck are you, fucking Spielberg? You didn't like the pacing? The fuck are you talking about? I didn't like the aesthetic. Nigga, maybe it's just the old person in me that just be like, dog, I just want to push niggas in lockers and just be like, dog, kill yourself and eat a dick before you do it.
Damn.
You didn't like the pacing? You don't like the editing of a movie? Go watch the fucking movie, nigga.
Wait, so is that based on them already watching it or before?
That's just their generation of everybody thinks that they're a fucking
expert
movie makers and shit like that. Like, show me your movie and your pacing. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Just watch the movie. Was it good?
Yeah.
Or did it suck?
Now, mind you, I'm okay with people saying like, yo, you love the cinematic visuals of the whole thing.
Sure.
The acting was superb.
But that's not what they're doing.
That's normal things, right? I think. And 'cause typically I tune in for that too. And I'm probably us more so might pay attention to a few other things more than the average. Like for me, I'm like transitions, you know, because I have experience in doing video stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So transitions are kind of important to me, you know. Like, for example, I was rewatching some of the Sopranos episodes recently.
Right.
And I noticed, I was like, either something happened in certain seasons.
Sure. I understand.
And I'm like, somebody new came into the editing room because something happened here. Those are things that I recognize, but I'm not going to just bore somebody to death with it.
But that's something that you do, right?
Sure. That's what I'm saying. It relates to me.
That's the caveat, because I'm the guy that is watching shows and be like, oh, this is some good dialogue. This is well written. I write.
See, but you're paying attention to something that relates to you.
That I do.
That's what we do.
I write shows and stuff like that. So
It
it's
makes
sort of
sense.
like, I'm not talking about pacing and all that shit. I'm not a fucking director.
Sure.
I write, so dialogue is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I create characters, so how they play the role, if I, as a character, bad acting and stuff like that matters.
Yeah,
Because
of course.
that's what sells me, because I'm into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not doing any of that, you're just my issue is you're regurgitating the shit that you watch. You watch a lot of critics
That's the common thing now.
on streaming and shit like that, so then you become that. But I don't like that in any setting. When I was in the military, when I went to basic training, I watched 35 young people become their drill sergeants in a matter of 3 weeks. You adopt their slang, you adopt their mannerisms, you adopt the way that they walk. You just become the drill sergeant because you're young and impressionable. And me, as the older guy, was just sitting down and like, I'm just watching a whole generation of soldiers that just act like the soldiers that came before. No thinking.
That is a little weird though, right?
It's weird. You just become what you watch.
It's almost like that behavior wasn't even unusual in high school. You know, like when
It was high school. They're impressionable.
of course. But I'm saying like it's weird to see that because that's understandable. In high school, people are still trying to figure themselves out.
Mhm.
They want to know how they want to be. You know, I remember when Katrina happened. I was in high school clearly. And I remember a whole bunch of, a flood of kids came to our school, right?
Mhm.
And some were like real laid back, cool. They seemed like good kids. It didn't take long, basically. You could see which group they were, became affiliated with.
Right.
I'm like, yo, you are starting to resemble so-and-so and so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
The walks, even the attire, the fashion changes. You're dressing just like who you're with.
But you know what? I don't have a problem with that.
No.
A, they're teenagers, young and
Sure,
impressionable.
sure.
B, they're coming from an extreme circumstances. They're trying to blend in and fit
Yes.
in. And on the other end of that, New Orleans niggas are highly influential. So a lot of niggas down here was starting to mimic that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The best thing that I liked about San Antonio is that what outside of a couple isolated incidents, we showed them big love down here.
I believe so.
They got big love. That's why most of them, the remainder of like they stayed.
Mhm.
In Houston, dog, it was wild. In Dallas, it was
I could
wild.
imagine.
There was so much jumping and fighting and all that. It was crazy. It was a real culture clash,
Yeah.
which is crazy because New Orleans and Houston historically always, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But it was fucked up. But down here was big love.
I believe so.
But if you're young and impressionable, cool.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
After 26, 27, when you niggas is at 39,
If you're switching up like your style completely and who you are like in your 30s, that's a little wild to me.
no, you should be switching something up.
No, but like completely like
If you're regressing, if you're
Yes.
going backwards,
yes. If you're doing a
that's
whole
wow.
if you're doing a whole 360 coming back around, that's a little off to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
If-
just,
and
but
once
I'm an
again,
old head,
That's
so whatever.
That's where we're at. Unks are winning, bro. This culture shift is just showing you niggas
yeah.
we were winning. Y'all thought we was crazy. We wasn't. We just didn't. We recognized when shit was getting weak. There's a lot of weak shit going on. All of this 8chan manosphere shit is weak niggas. And we don't understand that. You don't have to come from an extreme circumstance. You don't have to come from a ghetto, a hood, or nothing like that. It's just traditional manhood shit.
Yeah.
We don't understand that kind of weakness. I get rejected by a girl. I start up a brotherhood about how we don't like women, and now we're passport boys.
That's crazy.
That's weak shit. I don't understand that. You get rejected by a girl, you figure out why. I
Make
look like a sucker. I can't be dressing like
Make
this shit. I need to
adjustments.
start getting the shape up more often. I need to start working out.
Yeah.
Make adjustments.
That's what it's about. That's what it should be about.
That's what it should be. But it's a
But-
whole bunch of weakness and soft shit. And I just think that traditional masculinity is coming into play. And part of that shit is changing up, making adjustments, holding yourself and your friend groups and everybody else accountable, and getting sucker niggas out the way.
the Drakes.
Getting sucker niggas out the way. Period. In whichever form that they come. That's why 6ix9ine is in Mexico.
Well, at least he speaks Spanish.
That's why Macklemore is out of here. That's why Post Malone is making country.
That's probably better. suited for him.
Eventually, sucker shit gotta go, bro. It's only so long fake niggas can't pretend. That's
You think Post
Jay-Z.
Malone was sucker?
He's a sucker, dog.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
He's a culture vulture. You was always on some hippie cowboy shit, and then you became Future. And you milked the game, and then you do what everybody does.
I didn't think he
you
was-
do what
I
Miley
didn't think he was too
Cyrus and
bad.
Justin Timberlake and Kid Rock and everybody does eventually.
I didn't think he was too bad. But I also maybe I was just looking at things differently. But I thought that he was like, I didn't really see him as like a hip hop artist ever.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw as somebody who can dabble and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's how I always
yeah?
saw him. Yeah. Cause I knew he could play instruments. I seen it, and then later on, like whenever he started, doing shows and like appearing with people who are not rappers, singers and whoever else. And I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, this is why he doesn't strike me as a rapper.
You gotta adjust your binoculars.
Sure. But I'm saying like
when I see him,
Mhm.
I saw a dude who start off one way. I see what's winning. I sit down and I start applying the blackface.
Mhm.
Right?
Maybe.
And I scored, and then I went back to my original self. That's what I saw. So you want to talk to me about a rapper who was good at a lot of things, playing different instruments, creating different vibes, occupying different type of music forms, and being their authentic self. He existed. His name was Mac Miller.
Mm.
And everybody loved him. Everybody was attracted to him. That's why they mourned him so much the way that he was. He was always his authentic self. And he
Yeah.
was multifaceted. He was authentic. He was culture. That's why we love him. You can't
also
bring
he-
those fucking Post Malone niggas around me when Mac Miller exists.
I just didn't think he did anything bad.
He did what they all do. Same with Jelly Roll. He don't get a pass
I
either
don't-
because
I
he's
don't
a
know-
friendly guy.
I don't know enough about him.
He was a 3-6 Mafia nigga. Started off, and now he's the same way. They all are the same way, bro.
Could be possible.
You don't get no pass just because you're a friendly guy.
So what if he was like tough gangster rapper, but you also made country? You were doing everything nonstop, but you still was the same you. Does that make a difference?
It's important to always remain you.
So as long as you're being you,
And your association,
tap in anything.
and listen, your associations matter. What
Oh,
if
yeah,
you was
for
just
sure.
a nice guy and you did some hip hop and stuff like that, and you start hanging around people that are blatantly racist?
well, that's fair.
You know better. If you come from the culture, you would never put yourself around that.
Yeah, that's fair. This is a good talk.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, there is, like, Not Like Us is a fucking battle cry. It's cultural. It's not just a rap song. It's time to recognize the difference between these motherfuckers. We don't like the Post Malones. Give us more Mac Millers.
Mm.
We don't like the Drakes. Give us more J. Cole's. If you need a biracial star that will such and such and such, give us more J. Cole's and less Drake's.
Hmm.
There is always a difference between people who are like us and like that, and people who are not. And we're tired of people getting behind that shit so that it helps you not have to ingratiate yourself with the culture. You love the music and stuff like that, but you don't love the experience. You love our shit, you just don't love us like that.
Mm.
And now it's getting exposed. You don't really fuck with us like that. You just like the genius that we produce.
the benefits.
Yeah. That's why a whole generation can walk around and talk like black women and they call it Gen X.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's why you got a whole bunch of white boys talking about it's giving, take several seats. That's black women talk. You look funny, nigga, but you don't understand that because you went through a whole TikTok generation that just took from black female creators and made it your culture. It's not. That's why you're walking around talking like my fucking auntie and you think it's cool.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's true. And that's
Yeah.
what us unks are sitting out watching. Like, well, nigga, you're talking about it's giving. Do you know what you sound like, nigga?
No,
you don't.
It is weird to see like these young people doing that shit on social media like that. I will never look at that thing and be like, this seems fine. Like it doesn't seem fine to me at all. But hey,
Unks are winning because we've
who
lived
am I,
long enough
though?
to watch all of that shit
Who am I-
happen.
who am I, though?
I watched the beginning of that shit. I saw it all morph, and now we're gonna see it again. As soon as they take TikTok, they're gonna boost up another fucking, and then we'll just watch. But
It's gonna
to
happen all over again.
To all my young black creators, it's called fan base.
Hey.
Go look that up.
all I know is if TikTok really goes down, then so be it. But if it doesn't, then I do want to say, man, we've got a lot of, following based on the TikTok streets. So shout out to them people because you helped us. And what more can I ask for?
It all comes, all comes.
And I always appreciate stranger support.
Sure.
That's what I always appreciate. Sometimes you get the best feedback too from people you've never met.
And it's pure and it's authentic, and I appreciate it. But
Even if it's negative too. Tell me what you really think.
yeah,
That's what I wanna
always
know.
appreciate that. I just don't take drugs. And the newest drug is attention.
And
Views and attention.
and the Fed.
Hey, and that's why, yeah. And that's why I say, hey, man, you ain't got to follow me. What you going to do? Follow your heart. Go do what you do. If you want to, but I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a slave to this attention thing. It can come, it could go.
Remember when you wanted to work the fields for
I didn't say
80K?
that. I didn't say that shit at all.
Hey man, look.
Oh, you mean to tell me that I'm not getting back in that shit? It's called agricultural work, and I would do agriculture work
Sure.
for 80K.
Sure thing, man.
You wouldn't do agriculture, sir? Come on. You're Spanish. Fuck out of here, bro.
I come from hard labor.
Come on, I'm just saying.
I left my
It's in your DNA. Agriculture is in your DNA, and for
left-
80K, you can rediscover that DNA.
I left my landscaping work in the past. Yo, with that being said, this is episode 343 of the
Hey, yo.
CSP, baby. Yeah, I think we should bring. I wonder who's going to be our first guest of the year. We might just have to talk about it.
I already told you who I was looking for. Who,
Yeah.
you know?
But it's going to be a matter of time to see who's going to be first.
It doesn't matter. Let's have a talk. Let's have a good conversation.
We gonna make it good. That's what we do.
Always,
right?
dog.
That's what we do, man. Yo, Kai Phoenix,
Hey.
Star DeMarco, the man of El Salvador, and the man of what are you claiming?
Everybody.
What do you want to claim this time? Africano.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yo, man, we out of here, baby.